This is a company breaking through the noise. So this one is called BioNxt Solutions. They're pushing that limit of biotech with breakthroughs that are rewriting the rules of innovation. Now, ahead of the team here, leading it all is Hugh Rogers as the CEO with the vision and the guts to take bold leaps. And backing the brains is Wagner Wolfgang. So he's the PhD and patent powerhouse, turning those brilliant ideas into ironclad intellectual gold. This team is not waiting for change, they're actually creating it. So welcome to you both. I'm passing the mic over to you, Hugh, to start it off. Give us your best go.
Thanks so much. I appreciate that. And thank you to everyone for joining. I guess at a very high level, BioNxt is delivering next-gen drug delivery solutions for neurology, autoimmune diseases, and oncology. And it's really based on our ODF platform and a reformulation of existing already approved drugs. So we've been able to drive forward with an intellectual property portfolio of reformulations where essentially we're looking at faster R&D, cheaper developments, lower clinical and regulatory risk, and a scalable, let's say, expansion profile through our portfolio that's actually achievable for a small public company. So, it's something that I think is realistic for us to do. It's something we're very excited about, and there's a lot of potential here. So I guess on that note, we can launch our presentation. And Wolfgang, you've got it up there?
Yeah, I think so. So it should be now up there. So I hope everyone sees it. So
Perfect.
yeah, hello also from my side. I'm in the R&D, head of R&D of the BioNxt Solutions. I'm here. Yeah, we make now a strong shift from resources to biotechnology and science. And yeah, I'm here for the science part, and yeah, Hugh Rogers is here for the economic part. So he can maybe start, and then I take over the science part.
That's great. So let's move through. That's good. So, I sort of touched on our strategy, but backing up a little bit, there is an opportunity here using our German R&D team and through an acquisition several years ago in the oral dissolvable film space to really and actually deliver some next generation drug solutions, looking at oncology for one, but in the short term, certainly in the autoimmune space, neurology, immunosuppressants, all of those opportunities using our ODF platform. And Wolfgang will jump into our ODF, why that's important, the advantages, disadvantages. And I've already, I think, in terms of our mission, what we can accomplish, we're focused on some big diseases, obviously neurology, autoimmune, immunosuppressants. These are big opportunities. And as you'll learn, our lead product, which is an ODF, so an oral dissolvable or oral disintegrating film for the treatment of multiple sclerosis, is already a $1 billion plus industry. That specific drug that we're working on. So these are, if not blockbuster drugs already, these reformulations are certainly in the $100 or multi-$100 million range per product. So it's pretty exciting. Wolfgang, do you want to talk a little bit about the thin film?
Yeah, so then I take over a little bit about our main technology. We have different projects in different film areas. The most of it, we have sublingual films or oral dispersible thin films. We have also skin patches, which is a transdermal drug delivery system. And the leading technology we have is like this oral dispersible films, and we have the opportunity to take existing drugs, existing active ingredients, which we can incorporate in our technology. And with that, we can really fast go to a finished drug product. And we have a lot of partners and strong intellectual property, which really we have the platform and we use the already developed products. So maybe a short introduction, because it's a really new technology. It's really novel. What is an oral dispersible film? So oral dispersible film consists of different components, which are then assembled together in a matrix. And for sure, we take an active, which is well known, well investigated. We put this in our platform technology. This makes also registration, which is a very long and expensive process in the pharma world. This makes it much more faster to go to registration. We have then this active, which is in a matrix. It's more like a stem size product. And you put this under your tongue or on top of your tongue, dependent on the active. And then it dissolves rapidly in your mouth. This has several advantages. So first, for sure, you don't have to take a huge pill or so, because it's really disassembling in your mouth. You don't need to drink water, so it's very convenient. So we have a huge patient compliance, because the patients just can take it everywhere, every time, anytime they want. And on the scientific part, it also has a lot of advantages, because if you select the active very carefully, you can take actives that directly go through your tongue into the body. So this means it's a huge increase of bioavailability, especially for drugs which are decomposed in the liver, which has like a strong first pass effect. And we can circumvent this first pass effect with our technology. For sure, you have to find the right drug for it. But yeah, that's our expertise, and that's our mission to do. So as I said, we have a well-defined dosage form, which is, we can really define the dosage very precisely. This also opens up a very new field, which is the high-potent drugs. These high-potent drugs have very small dosages, which have to be controlled really, really good, because you have to a very small therapeutic window. And therefore, also our ODF technology offers this feature, that we can really control the dosage very precisely. Also, we have some other advantages. We have improved stability. We have this high bioavailability. We also have the platform technology in hand, where we can really go fast in the development, much faster than with other drug products. And we now selected mostly the autoimmune disease actives, and also some chemotherapy actives. But with the markets, I maybe hand over to you again for the new markets and our pipeline.
That's great. Thanks, Wolfgang. So I guess the main high-level point on this slide is that we have our lead product, which is BNT23001. This is a cladribine ODF. So cladribine is sold under the name brand Mavenclad. It's a tablet, and that's owned and marketed by Merck. We have a reformulation in an ODF form, so using our ODF platform and patents that are distinct from the tablet form. So the ODF, or sublingual dissolvable, is a distinct patent family, and Wolfgang will talk more about our intellectual property portfolio. But I really want people to understand these are big markets. The technology is a platform. The development for multiple indications, multiple drug products, this is scalable. And again, it's something what I want people to take. This is there's a lot of information on this page. There's a lot of different indications, a lot of different drug products named. But these opportunities are scalable, and it is realistic, because these are faster. It's faster R&D. It's cheaper, lower risk. This is actually possible for a small public company. So this is something we're excited about. There's a lot of between these products similarities. For example, the myasthenia gravis, which is a similar neurological condition to multiple sclerosis, is actually the same cladribine product, or very similar dosage. It's for us very exciting. I think investors should get excited about this, because these are big markets with expedited opportunities that are lower risk and actually, let's say, digestible for a small public company. Let's flip to the next one. Wolfgang, do you want to talk specifically about the?
Yeah, so maybe I start because this is right now our main leading product because it's the furthest in the development. We have a cladribine product for basically designed for treatment of MS, but as you already told, this is an advantage of thin film technology. Compared to tablets, we are like having one dosage form which can be cut into the right strength for every other treatment you want to have. And that's what you already said. So the MS product is very, very similar to our other product, which is the MG product, and also very similar to the LN product, which are all very similar products which can be used with our platform. And we take the existing markets. So we're doing something like you call a generic plus. So it's a generic form. So you have this generic development, but you have this plus, which means like you have a better bioavailability, which saves you money, and this saves also the patients. So maybe we go on with our next products, which are upcoming in the pipeline. We have the next product, which is in the early development stage, and therefore we already have sublingual formulations. We're only doing R&D work. We're only doing development for the product. But there, in compared to the MS product, where we already have animal studies, which are very, very promising, we have here only in vitro studies, which means lab experiments, which then go now to a real study in vitro. Then we have another product which is upcoming, which is another well-known API, which is used in longevity and anti-aging. There's also a sublingual formulation. And this is also like in early stage where we are now already have prototypes for that. And with these prototypes, we are really want to file a patent for that with, and yeah, maybe the next product you can talk about if you want.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too far into this, but there is an opportunity here in North America that is developing, and we should have news out on this the next couple of weeks. It's a system that essentially isolates existing chemotherapy drugs in the tumor environment, the local tumor environment, and then simultaneously reconnects to that toxic chemotherapy drug when outside the tumor environment. So it's a very dynamic, elegant process, but unbelievably simplistic in some ways. So it's pretty exciting. We've signed an LOI on this, and we should have news. We're working towards a definitive agreement right now, and hopefully news in the next couple of weeks. This is a pretty exciting addition to our, let's say, drug delivery expertise and portfolio opportunities.
So as discussed already before, we are now more evolving with high potent drugs because we really see the benefit that our platform gives in this market of high potent drugs, which is really evolving right now and which is really upcoming, also with some market opportunities. So here are the market opportunities for our now leading cladribine product. So as you see, there are really strong markets which are already accessed, and they will grow also in the future, especially in Europe and the United States. And for sure, we have this demand of high potential drug products. So maybe if you want to say something about it, please interrupt.
Sure. I think this is along similar lines in terms of how big the drug delivery market is. And I think understanding that what we do and our expertise is drug delivery. We're not inventing biologics or even small molecules. We're not inventing new active pharmaceutical ingredients. We're taking existing pharmaceutical ingredients, in most cases already approved, which means they've been demonstrated to be effective and safe. So they're already in the market. We are reformulating them. So we're a drug delivery company. We're not trying to invent new products. And I think people need to understand this because, again, as a small company, often in the sort of inventing new drug market, it is extremely binary. You either get approval or you don't. In these cases, it's a much more predictable and we think lower risk opportunity. And again, going back to the faster, cheaper, and scalable. So when we approach these, I would say let me rephrase, we still get to participate in enormous markets. So the drug delivery market is huge. And as Wolfgang was just touching on, for example, MS, these are very large and growing markets. And we are able to participate in them because we're a drug delivery company, and across various different indications. So we're doing neurology, autoimmune generally, immunosuppressants, and oncology, all four of those are related. Many of the compounds that we're delivering are actually repurposed chemotherapy drugs that are now approved for autoimmune disorders. So it's been an overall market trend that we're able to participate in because of our drug delivery expertise. So it's very exciting.
So since this is a huge evolving market and it's a very, very innovative market, we are very hard working on protecting our IP. Because first we have protected our platform technologies. So these platform technologies are very general IP protection, which are not like product-based IP, but we have platform IP. And for sure, we also try for each single product to have a IP for each single product, that we are double protected. So we are protected by our platform, and we're protected by our single product, since this is a so huge market, and for sure there are competitors in the field. So especially with our main product, with the cladribine product, we are quite far. We have very positive response to all our patents for this product. We are right now for Europe, we are just in the finalization to get the patent grant. And for US, since we want to make it faster, we filed now the fast track program for generating the IP, and we're securing the IP quite fast. And we in other markets, so like the big markets like Canada, Australia, Eurasia, we also have patents upcoming. Europe for sure. And we now want to really have these markets that our product is also patent protected. And this for sure is also an asset of our company, that we have all this IP protection, which really makes our products not dangerous to copy. So, and the next slide. Yeah.
I guess this is a bit of a summary slide here, but as Wolfgang just walked us through, we do have a strategic IP and patent portfolio, protecting in a number of different jurisdictions. We have, as I've said a number of times, an expedited regulatory pathway, core expertise in advanced drug delivery, focus on neurological and autoimmune disorders, and a proven track record of formulation. So this is going back actually more about the history of the company. We acquired a German drug formulation company several years ago, 2019. This has been one of our key assets. And then we combined this expertise with chemotherapy oncology expertise from our partner, who's actually a Ukrainian oncologist who was, he was no longer able to practice in the Ukraine, contacted us because of our expertise, and it's really led to this whole, let's say, expansive list of opportunities related and combining our ODF platform with this chemotherapy reformulation expertise, and it's very exciting. And again, this is in every case where possible, patented, building a very strong intellectual property portfolio. Yeah,
since we are already at the summary, so you can. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I think we've touched on most of these large expanding markets. Our lead product for MS is already a billion-dollar product in the tablet form. The ODF presents a number of advantages, including compliance, not necessary to swallow, and I think realistically a reduction in API load, so more efficient and precise dosages. We're very strategically positioned with a number of products and a pipeline of potential products with broad patent portfolio that allows us to move into a number of markets quite quickly. Revenue potential, difficult to predict today, but if you can extrapolate based on, say, 3 lead products, certainly very, very impressive revenue potential. And I think that will likely convert into licensing, whether that's licensing or acquisitions, or whether it's patent acquisitions or portfolio acquisition. It could be very interesting next couple of years for the company. And I think maybe just touch, I think, Skip, we're getting here, running a little bit out of time. Yeah, exactly. Let's go to our team here. So myself, based in Vancouver, Canada. I have a genetics degree, and I'm also a lawyer. Very excited about this opportunity and been part of the company for a number of years. Let's say, Wolfgang Probst, based in near Munich, Germany, expert background in business and M&A. Dr. Alexander Zabutkin. He's the Ukrainian oncologist who's been, brought some very interesting ideas to the company and a lot of expertise. Dr. Lobenberg, Professor Dr. Lobenberg, based in Edmonton, Canada, but a German PhD pharmacist, and an expert in drug delivery. And then obviously, Dr. Wolfgang Wagner, who's been joining us today and giving us a lot of insight on the science and patents. And that's been, I said it's been an excellent part of the team, and it's been great to be part of this team, and it's grown over the last couple of years, and as has the company and the opportunities. So it's pretty exciting.
And here are some of our research partners. We are a small company who cannot do everything about it ourselves. So we have a lot of research partners in analytics, in manufacturing, in R&D. And with that, I think we are almost running out of time. So with that, I thank you for your attention, and I hand over back to Lindsay.
Perfect. Great presentation from the both of you. There is so much information there just to unpack. There are a couple questions, just a few questions that have come in. The first one is basically, where is the majority of your investors located? Maybe Hugh, you can answer this one.
Yeah, so I would say it's a pretty close split between Germany and Canada. Initially, we did a listing in Canada on the CSC. Very quickly drew, I think, a fair bit of attention out of Germany. Our German investors have been excellent, but basically our core finance partner in Canada probably still holds at least 40 to 50% of the company in one institution, and I would say maybe 40 to 50% in Germany in the hands of retail and small institutions. So we have a pretty broad shareholder base between Canada and Germany.
Okay, so knowing that information, then which jurisdiction has the best framework for biotech companies?
That's a good question. I think maybe I'll start with our newest opportunity, which is in North America. That is in this particular jurisdiction in Canada that has exceptional funding and expertise. I'll say it's not in British Columbia, where I'm based. But I think Germany has been very good for the company. I think German science, sort of depth of science and expertise, is phenomenal. And we've got some great partners and great employees, collaborators there. So I think Germany, for the majority of the work we're doing, it will remain in Germany and in Europe.
Okay. One more question here. If you say your technology hits a roadblock, if your technology hits a roadblock or fails to deliver as promised, what's the plan here to protect investors' capital? And really further to that, how quickly can you pivot without losing your edge?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think it's important to understand that, again, we're not trying to show that these drugs work, and we're not trying to show that these drugs are safe. So this has already been done. We're essentially drafting behind major pharmaceutical companies who have gone through the regulatory process. I don't want to say it's a loophole, but let's say a niche opportunity to file patents for a reformulation using a sublingual delivery system. So the probability of failure versus, let's say, a new drug biotech opportunity, our risk is much lower. Having said that, it's always possible. So when we go into, for example, we had planned a human bioequivalence study for this year. We've postponed that because we want to first carry out another animal study in much larger animals. So we've announced this already. In the coming weeks, we'll be launching a large animal study in pigs. These pigs are 50 kilograms plus each. This will give us a much closer or better, let's say, precise indication of what the dosage forms should be in the human clinical study. So these are things we're doing to mitigate risk. So we've already run a study in smaller animals. It worked, meaning we have to show plus minus 20% comparable to the tablet form. As we move to a much larger animal, that, let's say, margin for error gets reduced, or our risk gets reduced. So as we translate that into a human study, it's much, much lower risk. There is always risk, however. So I guess to get to the core of the question, we have scalable opportunities. We've now acquired another quite different drug delivery system, or in the process of acquiring, in Canada. So I think when it comes to biotech and new drugs, let's say new patented drugs, we are very much on the low end of the risk profile.
So maybe if I can add
Please.
something to that. So it's very, yeah, so you have to understand that we are offering a platform for drug delivery. So for sure, our platform does not work with every active which is around. And if we have projects, as you see, we have a lot of actives. And for sure, there might be an active which is not suitable for our platform. But for sure, we can then switch to another active. So we have there are so much active which are suitable in theory for our platform. And that's why also we can split this risk. We are not fixed to, let's say, okay, we have to use this active for our platform, but we have a split risk. So we have a lot of products.
Well, great answers. We have 2 more minutes here, and I'm just going to ask one more quick one that just came in. Can you give a little bit more detailed information on your revenue and your EPS plans and any guidance available there?
Yeah, so that's a tough one. It's something we're hesitant to do. We sort of make these broad statements about size of markets. Certainly, when you look at our lead product, cladribine, which will be a competitor to Merck's Mavenclad, even in the generic world, you could probably look at, let's say, 10% of the market would be realistic. We have a proprietary product that we think offers advantages, and we also believe this would be attractive to somebody like Merck. I don't want to get too deep into that, or one of their competitors. So our expertise is development of our platform. It's unlikely we will be in the, let's say, manufacturing and distribution, sales, marketing of these products. So we'll certainly be looking for partners over the coming 12 to 24 months.
Well, amazing. There's so much going on for you guys. So congratulations on all of that. Tell us, where is your top place for your trading, your ticker symbol, and what is your website?
Okay, website, BioNxt.com, BioNxt.com. And then Wolfgang, maybe we could flip back to the page with our ticker symbols, depending on where people are at. We've got the CSE, OTC, QB, and Frankfurt. So everyone take a look there. As we said, we've got a lot of products in the pipeline, a lot of development programs, and lots of news coming over the coming months.
Well, I can't wait to hear more. Thank you so much to both of you, and we will talk soon.
Thanks a lot, Lindsay. Take care.